Hey, this is Chris with Syracuse Music Collective, and I am on the line with Matt Caustic of Caustic Method. How's it going, Matt?
Great, man. How's it going?
Not too bad, not too bad. So, you guys have had a pretty, busy run here. Can you kind of get us caught up on what's going on with Caustic Method?
Yeah, the last couple of years have been actually a whirlwind. Like we got picked up by Pavement Entertainment, and then I think it was probably 6 months later we'd released an EP on only a 5-song in town. So basically, once we got picked up, we went into the studio like immediately in the Subcat and cut the second half of the record that we'd already pretty much had written just in the time in between. So then, pretty much then we got a gig opening for Fear Factory out at the Whiskey in Los Angeles. So we did a fly date for that. That was pretty epic. And then we went on, a 3-week tour called the Hit the Pavement Tour out with Crossing Rubicon. And that was great, really, to see, new audiences and new faces respond. It just reaffirms that we just need to be on the road and winning over new fans. And slowly it'll happen on a bigger level if we could just, keep being personable, shaking hands and actually thanking people for coming out. And, actually, they're the ones that propel it. So you got to be definitely modest and grateful. Oh, yeah. It could all go away in 2 minutes. This industry is so fickle. If you got it, maintain it, because it could be gone in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And even when I caught you guys there over at the Westcott there earlier this year, and I always see you out there shaking hands, talking to people, getting, right there with them and thank them, which is,
yeah,
as a music fan, I appreciate it when artists do that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've always looked for that in artists, when I was younger going to shows, and then when they'd be so closed off and reserved, it's kind of like, it sort of lessens your image of the band, right?
Right. I mean, and I think that's what makes a lot of bands, so successful, is because they keep that connection to their fans, that personal connection to them.
Fan to fan, it's not really musician to fan, it's more like fan to fan, because I think the only reason we're doing music is because we're just super fans of music, and we just want to be involved with it, not necessarily change the world or be rock stars, but it's a language that people respond to, and you just want to speak along with it. And if you're lucky enough to have people that relate to the things you're saying and actually want to come and talk to you and, God willing, get an autograph, that's so crazy to me still. People want my signature. It's like, it's great. It just keeps you focused, I guess, because then you're fighting for them now too.
Right.
You're trying to further yourself for all the fans that are helping push it. You feel like I feel like I have a responsibility to them to keep this thing rolling because they believe. So it's fun. Right. It's good process. Yeah.
Now, here it is. We're in the middle of getting into the middle of October here. Obviously Halloween. I mean, what would you think is your best or favorite Halloween memory, whether growing up or even now? I mean, what's your favorite memory?
It was mischievous. When I was a kid, you would go egging. I lived in Buffalo, and that was the thing. You'd go egging. You get eight dozen eggs, and just start hammering whatever. Stop signs, and just make a whole block a mess.
Yeah,
but I don't think they do that anymore.
Now, without getting into too much of letting on which our ages are, you and I, what was your favorite costume? When you're trick or treating, what was your favorite one that you always loved?
The one that Ace Frehley. When I was in like 7th grade or something, my mom helped me. It took like 3 rolls of aluminum foil to get that, the big X shiny vest that he had and all that. And and all pictures out, and we were trying to copy it as close as we could, and it was fun. That was probably my favorite.
Oh, very cool.
I might do that again this year. Why not?
Oh, I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I'd try it. And then I've done, over a couple of years, I've done the Warriors, like the baseball, black eye.
Yep.
From the film, so that's kind of fun, too. And then me and my wife have gone as a perverted priest and a fallen nun.
So nice.
We'll find couple costumes, too, which is cool.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, and then continuing on here, it's like you guys got a gig coming up this Friday, actually, at Next Bed Art Party. Tell me
awesome lineup,
a little more about it.
Yeah, with Kissing Candace, great new band that I'm just getting hyped to now, and I love it. It's a good style, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be an absolute banger. Definitely a killer local bill, and we're psyched. Always Max is like home to us, so every time we go home, it's always family and and familiar faces. You know, it's comfortable. I love it. And I think it's going to be a good night. It's starting to get cold out. People want to go out and kind of hang out at a club instead of going to the beach because you can't go to the beach, you know. It's getting cold.
Well, you could. It just wouldn't be as much fun, nowadays.
No,
when the weather gets cold,
not. Yeah.
But, and then, so you guys working on any new music or any new singles or?
Yeah. Actually, we just we've got the structure and framework for quite a few. We just solidified a couple over the last few weeks, and one I'm really digging. It pays homage to like our city, pretty much, which is cool. I'm looking forward to getting that one out. But we still got to push this record for a little bit. We're gonna hopefully do a follow up to the virus video because it's to be continued. The guy that got poisoned with the virus is now leaving the warehouse, and what's he gonna do next? That'll be the next cool thing that'll come out of that. And then we'll start focusing on a new record probably before next summer or right during the summer or something like that. But we'll write all winter when we're not traveling quite as much.
Awesome. Very cool. So any chance you're going to play any tease the audience this week, with the new the new stuff or no?
Yeah, not quite yet. It's like a wine. You got to savor it and see nature. It's just so. Before, with the age of YouTube and all that, it's out there. Once it's out there, it's out there. So we hold a certain standard to ourselves to just be sure we're not flubbing through trying to remember. We want to solidify it and really put the conviction behind it.
Yeah, cool. No, that's fair point. I get it. You're absolutely right. Even just the littlest bit gets leaked out. I mean, game over. I get it.
Like, releasing a new song, and then you see the YouTube video, and they're like, oh, well, they made a mistake right there. I blatantly heard that. You could tell they're listening to each other's set change, like where we're going. So, we just like to get them nice and polished out, especially with the virus. When we had that one in can, we were definitely stoked to get that one out, and I think it got responded to pretty well. So now this one, I think, will be in that same sort of vibe, a little up tempo, and pretty aggressive.
Oh, nice. Well, I know you guys got a lot going on. Getting ready for this Friday. Is there anything else you want to just kind of wrap up with, or just kind of let fans know, or anything you want to say?
No, just thank you to everybody. That's it. You know what I mean? Coming out of the Central New York area, it's a place with just tons and tons of talent. And then there's a lot of people that support the talent. And there's a lot of people that bitch that the scene ain't happening. But, we've seen a lot of scenes. And, there's a lot of camaraderie, at least in Syracuse, that you don't see in a lot of the bigger cities. So we should be blessed that, we help propel each other along. And it's not like some dog-eat-dog bullshit that you see in some of the bigger cities. And everybody's got to take pride in the scene instead of down it. And I think it'll flourish. There's already a lot of great stuff that comes out of this town, so we just gotta keep it flowing. Everybody do our part.
All right. Once again, thank you, for taking the time. And if anyone else is listening, make sure you get out to Max that Art Bar this Friday, October 14th. Check out Kissing Candace and Caustic Method.